That is Paddock Hill Bend. That is Brands Hatch. And this is DTCC. Welcome to Season 8, Round 2. The infamous Brands Hatch GP circuit. Alright, I finally got this up and running. It's taken a little bit of a while, but I think we're good to go. Hopefully you can all hear me okay. So this is, as I said, Round 2. Following the format of Round 1. We're in the Group 4s and Group 3s again. Good evening, Mika. Coming through loud and clear. Great. Thank you. So we'll go for a quick grid walk and then we'll get going. So on pole, I think for the first time, and therefore sixth fastest in qualifying after making a bit of a mistake through paddock, is Matt in his Jägermeister BMW. Second on the grid, we've got Alex in his Hyundai, and eighth in qualifying, but third on the grid is Mike in his Jag, and fourth is Jack in his Nissan. Very nice in his Lucozade livery. And we've got James in his Scooby. He is, I think, fifth. Yeah, make everyone a bit giddy. And sixth is Dan in his Porsche. Seventh is Carly in the McLaren. Looking very nice. Eighth is Wayne in his Aston. So he was effectively last in qualifying. So usual format, which you know and love by now, is the top five go to the back in reverse order. So Daz was fifth quickest in qualifying. He starts eighth probably. I lost count. Then we've got Jim in his Lexus in 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, I think in 9th. 10th is Christian in his Merc and his, I guess, about 2019, 2020-ish F1 Merc liveries. And then I think 11th on the grid is, who's that? That's Chris in his Genesis. I had to think about that for a minute. So he missed round 1, so he's joining us for round 2 in, I think, his Jensen Button replica helmet. Let's have a quick look at that. We do like a replica helmet. There we go. That's his Jensen Button replica helmet. And then last, and of course completely least, is Chris in his Honda. Fastest in qualifying, despite even having mediums on. He's put it on pole with mediums. So the usual rules apply. They qualify on one compound, either softs or mediums, and then they race on the opposite. And we're going to see quite a big spread, I think. This is a reasonably high tyre deg track, this one, Brands. So that is the view they have. That is the view into Paddock Hill Bend, one of the scariest corners in the world. So that is our grid. Let's get out and look at that resplendent view. I think we've got 12 on the grid tonight, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, 12, which is a good turnout for DTCC, one of the highest. And let's see what happens. This is a tricky track, so expect lots of carnage. All right, so Matt's on pole, as we said. Let's see how that BMW gets away. Wait for the lights, and here we go. No lights going off, which is interesting. Oh, looks like Dan had a bit of a jump start, but yeah, look at that. He's a bit slow away, but Matt looks like he leads them. All right, let's get everything working. I completely forgot. There we go. Right, so Matt leads in to and through paddock, and as we go up the hill, Mike's in second. Looks like Jack's in third. He's got that. So Alex had a poor start there. It looks like James has had a bit of a lunge at Alex and manages to pull it off though. It looks like Mika's now looking interested on her teammate as they come down the hill into Graham Hill Bend. Looks like Alex is trying to get back on James, pushes him a little bit wide, so we've got a lot of skirmishes going on. We'll stay in the midfield, I think, because this looks feisty. As we go in at 230 for the first time, around we go. There's Wayne trying to get down the inside of James. Gives him a little bit of a biff that puts the Subaru on the grass, but the four-wheel drive of the Subaru are coming into effect. Look at this, we go battles, we go down Pilgrim's Drop into Hawthorns. Jim's trying to go around the outside of James as we go. What's that? James has gone wide. Probably a little bit of dirt on his tyres, unfortunately. So James, right, I won't focus on that. It looks like James is down at the back, but Matt is now leading with Mike all over him as they go through Sheen Curve for the first time. And we cycle through. There's Alex with Mika's come up. Actually, Mika's now up to 4th. So benefiting all the carnage going on. Chris is up to 5th already from the back. So Chris was 5th. He is now, was 12th. He's now 5th. Wayne is coming through in 6th. Managed to survive all the skirmishes okay. Chris has made a good start as well. He's up to 7th from 11th. Jim's about where he started. So is Christian. Now we've got Daz, who I think had a bit of an adventure as well. Dan, who jump started. There's Jack, silver star in the Nissan. He's obviously had a skirmish, and so is James. So 13 in fact tonight. That's pretty good turnout. So Matt leads us down Graham Hill for the second time. Let's go on board with Mike and see what Mike can see. Is he going to Surtees? Is he going to make a move? No. BMW covers the insides. We go up the hill now. And down Pilgrim's Drop and up to the fearsome Hawthorne corner. Let's see what else is going on. Chris is now up to 4th already, so he's got past the McLaren. Let's have a quick watch what happened there. Let's see if we can catch what happened there. Oh, it was a long time ago. Chris makes a nice move into paddock. Nicely done. Let's go forward a bit. Alright, so down the Pilgrim's Drop into Hawthorne as we go. There's Carly with James, Chris now up to 6th. Look at they come through here. Look at that. What a beautiful sight that is. There's Dan in 11th. Oh, Susan, the Spomar's gone a bit wide, and we've got a battle going on into Westfield. Jim's making a little bit of a look inside the Aston Martin, didn't quite make it. He's got Daz right behind us. Go on board with Daz. We go through the frightening Sheen Curve. That'll always be Dingledale to me. It was back in the day. The kink is now called Dingledale. We've got, look at that, we've got Dan right behind us as well. There's anything going on in front? Is Dan going to make a move? The Porsche's really good on its brakes as we go into Clark Curve and Clearways. Oh, looks like Dan's pulling alongside. Let's go on board with Dan. Is he going to make a move into paddock? That'd be brave to go around the outside. He's thinking about it. He's thinking about it. Is he going to try and do a switch? So they come down the hill. Fearsome corner that is. It's great in this game. Is Dan going to make a move to go up into Druids? No, not quite. So let's see what's going on in the battle. So Matt is still leading. Let's have a quick look at the tyres. So Matt is on mediums. Chris is on softs. Mike's on softs. Alex is on softs. So Matt is a bit of a medium roadblock here. A bit further down we've got Miko, who's being sized up by Chris. It looks like Chris is going to make a move. I think he's doing it. We're alongside the McLaren. Let's go on board with the McLaren. Where is that Lexus? Can't see it. Oh, it's Wayne. There we go, the wrong way. We're going to go side by side. We go through Hawthorne. Look at this. Look at this. Whoa, great race in between them. Both left enough room. Chris hot on the heels of the McLaren. Let's see what's going on in front. And we've got a four-way scrap going on. Oh, Chris has got the lead, so we need to catch that. What happened there? So whilst we're watching that great battle between Chris and Mika, looks like Matt has got Little's GP all over the back of him. We go down the Pilgrim's Drop under the bridge. We're going to try and go around the outside, are we? Look at this, side by side as we go around Hawthorne's. Matt stays on the inside. And look at this, side by side as they go into Westfield. Can Little's GP go around the outside through Westfield? He does. Max, it's a little bit of a slide on. And that's going to give Mike a chance now as we go down the dip through Dingledale into Sheen Curve. Look at this. So Matt on his mediums is defending for his life here against everyone who's got softs around him. So Chris is away, and I think that's probably the last time I'll see anything of him, but Mike is right on the tail of Matt now. Let's go on board. Close it up as we go through Clearways. We've got Alex in the Hyundai right behind us. If anything else is going on, we'll stay on this battle for a minute as they go into Paddock Hill Bend for the fourth time. Just come out and see if any other battles going on as Mika's being attacked by Chris. Looks like Chris is going to try and get the cut back as they go up the hill to Druids. Looks like he's got that move done. Yes, I think he has. Let's go back to the battle for seconds. They go down Graham Hill. Oh, Mike gives Matt a little nudge, and that's going to let Alex get past the pair of them. Look at that. So So a slight nudge there from Mike, pushed Matt a little bit wide, and Alex is now up into second. So Matt is now down to third, so he's on the mediums. I was like saying, great racing. Matt is still not shaken off that Jaguar as we go down the hill again. Let's just see if he's going to make a move into Hawthorns. I'll be surprised. That's a tricky corner of the pass. And into Westfield, has come out. See what else is going on. We've got battles all over the track here. So Chris is now up to fifth. He's got past Mika in the McLaren. Now we've got Daz, who's all over the back of Matt's teammate Wayne in the Aston Martin. Oh, Wayne's pushing. Oh, Daz is going to make a move into Sterling's. I think he is. Can he get it stuck? No, not quite. Look like giving each other room though. We like that a lot. And Dan is recovering now as well. I think he's right behind the Toyota. Is he going to make another move, another sniff into clearways? Not quite. He might go on board. He might try and get a switch back as we go along the Brabham Straight into Paddock Hill Bend for the fifth time. Are we seeing one behind us? No, there's no one behind. Is he going to try and do a switch again? That Porsche's good on the brakes. Let's see if he tries to make a move into Druids. Thinks about it, but Daz covers him off. It's down the hill we go. Let's just see what else is going on. So Spunkmeyer is now closing up. Bit of a puff of grass there from Dan. Let's go. Oh no, got on the curbs. And off he goes Graham Hill, and that's going to let Jim go past as well. I bet Silverstar's probably going to be interested as well. He's a bit behind. Right, so looks like we got a battle. Have we got a battle going anywhere? No, I thought they were closer than that. Right, so Chris is leading on his softs. We'll keep an eye on these tyres. So his softs are looking quite nice, thank you very much, because there's probably 10 laps, I would imagine. It's a 15-minute race. He's already got fastest lap and he's going purple again. Alex is starting to chew his left front a bit. That's going to be marginal. We'll see whether that lasts. We're probably just about halfway through the race and he's just over halfway through his tyre, so that left front could be problems. There's Matt, his mediums are looking good, but they're going to be slow. And Mike is all over the back of him again. Let's go looking at the back rear view wing of the Jaguar to go into paddock. Is Mike going to have a look as we go down the hill, touching the gravel as they go through Paddock Hill Bend, but no thinks better of it. Let's see, so Chris is now closing on these two as well, so the battling pair for third is letting the Genesis catch up. Carly's a bit on her own, and then we've got a squabble going. Oh, Wayne's lost it, coming through Graham Hill at Bend. Can he get back on the track without taking anyone out? Oh, it's a bit of a touchy rejoin, but he manages to avoid everyone. There's James trying to recover. This is a hard track. If you get out of the rhythm, it's difficult. So Chris is away. He's got a huge lead. Alex looks like he's starting to be caught by the guys behind him. So Alex did a 30.8 last lap. Matt did a 31.2, so that was his fastest. But I think we're starting to see a little bit of the switch crossover now between the softs and mediums. And Jag is still all over the back of the Beamer. Cannot find a way past. He's super close again. We go down into Clearways and Clark Curve for another lap. He's super close, and we're going to come back out. Oh no, we're going to stay on board actually. He's really close behind that BMW now. This is a big battle going on for 6th and 7th as well, but Matt is covering the insides. They go through into paddock. Can Mike do the switch around? No, I think he's dropped off a little bit, but he might have a look as we go into Druids. So you can have a look. Oh, Matt covers the inside, so making sure there's nothing there. And it looks like Daz has now got Spunkmeyer right behind as we come into Druids. Can the Merc have a look as we go through the tight? It's called a hairpin, but I'm not sure it really is. Doesn't look that way as they come down the hill now into Graham Hill Bend. We've got a battle going on behind as well between Jim and Dan. So they're all starting to close on the McLaren. And if we go back, we've seen Jim has got Dan right behind him as well. So it's battles all the way through. Well, here we go. So this is going to be interesting. Let's stay on Daz as we go down Pilgrim's drop. He's right in the McLaren's toe. He's going to make a look down the inside. That's going to be brave, but can he get it done? He looks like he does. Nice move into Hawthorns. Can Carly come back? We've got a Mercedes right behind us, and we've got a Supra right in front of us. Wish I had my keyboard. Right, down the Pilgrim's drop we go. Can Mika and the McLaren do anything about the Supra? Oh, spun by her. Oh, he got just a wheel on the grass coming out of Sheen, and that's just enough to send the car backwards. Let's back to this battle now. So let's have a look what times Alex is doing. He is doing a 1:31.5. Matt's done a 31.3. So started to slowly reel in that Hyundai in front of him. Mike still right behind. Oh, gives Matt another little love tap as they go into Druids. Let's let Chris come to the back of the Jaguar. Can he make a move into Graham Hill? Now it's tight there, but he might try and size him into 30s. That gives Matt a little bit of respite. So they go through 30s. Stick on this battle again. There's too hard to come off here. There's a huge wobble going on behind. Let's have a look quickly down here. Anything likely? Not sure. Silverstar's making a comeback at the Lexus of Jim. Oh, good races in this side. Look at that, he's really tight on the. Oh, someone went very wide there. I think that was Wayne. Oh, the Silverstar's right in the toe of that Lexus as we go down the hill. No, there's probably stuff going on for second, but let's just see what's happening here for 9th and 10th. He's got a good exit. He's on his mediums as well, so those mediums have started to really come good now. Jim is on mediums as well, so they're both on the same tyres. Look down from the helicopter. That's a great shot. Look at that. And we've got Spuntmeyer who's recovering very quickly from his spin. Look at that, extremely quickly. He's putting the wheel on the grass again. He's nicely with danger of doing that, but he's looking very racy as he tries to catch up from that quick 360. Let's see what's going on between. So we got to look at this, and we got a three-wheeler scrap now going into Druids. Chris now is getting to get the run on Mike. Can he make that stick? He does make it stick. Mike ran a little bit wide in the Druids, and Chris is through. Is he going to make a move as they go into the Surtees? And the Jägermeister livery winning a BMW. Let's just see what's going on behind. Spuntmeyer's alongside Silverstar. Is he going to get? He's going to be on the outside for Graham Hill. Can Silverstar stay on it? He's staying on it, but Spuntmeyer's done a nice move, but gets a little bit wide coming out of Graham Hill. That's going to give Silverstar a bit of interest going into 13th, but no, he doesn't. Let's go back to third. And look at this, Matt is still defending from Chris. He's trying to get a move down the inside as they go down Dingledale, but that's not going. It's a hard place to pass there. Oh, looks like there's contact between the three of them. Matt's gone off. Matt has gone off. Chris is waiting. Mike's waiting. They're all waiting. Let's maybe just watch that a little bit again. Oh yeah, I think Mike just gave Chris a little bit of a tap, and we did the snooker cue. Chris into Matt. Matt almost loses it trying to get back onto the track. But Chris and Mike are both doing the right thing and waiting. So Mike waits for Matt. Matt has now gone back past again. Let's see what happens. They come under the bridge. Looks like Mike's going to give an attack on Matt. Oh, he's gone down the inside. Can he make this one stick? Matt is now down to fourth. He's got Chris right behind as we go into Paddock Hill Bend for the 10th time. So this is probably the last lap, and all this carnage is letting Alex get away. Chris is going to have a grandstand view as we go up the hill. Matt gives him a little bit of a squeeze, but Chris is through. Little door panel, a little nudge from Matt as we come down the hill. Look at this racing between these three. Fantastic racing. Chris is now up to a third, and so Chris has jumped both Matt and Mike in all the carnage, and Mike still is being faced by a orange BMW. He's probably going to hate Jägermeister after this. Can he do it? Look at it, he's right on the bumper of that BMW. Can he do anything into Hawthorns? No, Matt is covering the inside. Mike's left front is also going, so he's starting to run out of grip. all the time. I think we've got missing Chris. Oh, there he comes. So Chris is just about to cross the line for an easy win. Look at the circuit map, top right. He's miles ahead. Well done to Chris. Wins another Group 4. Fantastic drive from him. And look at Alex. So he's left front. He's really dead. So he definitely benefited out of Chris, Matt, and Mike tripping over each other. But a brilliant drive by Alex to get second. I think that's his best result of the season so far. So great drive from him on his new rig. Chris looks like he's going to come home third. Look at this. So Chris takes the final spot on the podium, gets third. Matt gets fourth. Mike gets fifth. Daz was coming very quickly at the end to get sixth. Kylie's going to get seventh. Dan gets eighth. Here comes Jim. So the two teammates coming across 9th and 10th. So not too great a start for the Jim and Christian. Silverstar gets 11th, Duck gets 11th, and Wayne gets 12th. And here comes James. We can concentrate on James. Let's give us a tour of brands. So through Sterling he goes, down the drop into Clearways and then Clark Curve. Mediums are looking at a little second rate, but he got to the end and that's what counts. Alright, there we go. So that was the Group 4 race. So Chris takes an easy win in the end, kept his tyres in good shape. You see the Honda is pretty good on its tyres. Plenty left. Second was Alex. Oh, that's an interesting shot. Can we get a better one than that? Yeah, there we go. Second in the Hyundai was Alex. Left front completely dead. Chris was third after a cracking scrap. His mediums were looking a bit second-hand as well. That's interesting. We look at Chris R's mediums are the same as Chris P's softs. Shows how good that Honda is. Right, then Matt finishing an eventful fourth. Mike, who's the black and yellow Jag, was fifth. Daz was sixth. Catching up quickly at the end. Carly was seventh in the McLaren. Dan was eighth. Jim was ninth. Christian was 10th in the Merc. Jack was 11th. Wayne Typhoon Tyson was 12th, and Gone was a 13th. Right, so that was the Group 4. As per usual, the Group 3, we have a reverse rolling grid, and this is the second race of the allocation for tyres. So the drivers have a total of, get this going, a total of 2 hards and 5 mediums they must use at some point during the season. Then I think it's 7 softs they have free use of. Right, so Group 3 time. James is on pole. He'll be leading this way. Wayne second. Jack third. Christian fourth. Jim fifth. Dan sixth. Carly 7th, Daz 8th, Mike 9th, Matt 10th, Chris R 11th, Alex 12th, and Chris P 13th. Right, so got some chat. I'm saying great racing, sporting, and great racing. Little's GP saying even it all, and Chris R says crispy. Is that referring to where you are, Chris, or is that the races? Right, here we go then. So a quick catch up on the tyres as well whilst we run down. So James is starting on softs. Wayne is on mediums. Silverstar is on mediums. Spunkmeyer is on softs. Jim is on mediums. Dan is on mediums. Carl is on mediums. Daz is on mediums. Mike has decided to go with hards, so he's taking Chris P equals crispy, says Chris Rains. I don't know what to do with that one. Right, Mike is starting on hard, so he's using one of his hards already. There's a few drivers actually have been used hards, which we'll go through during the race. Matt is on mediums. Chris is on mediums. Alex is on mediums, and Chris P is on mediums. Oh, got it. Chris P. Oh, I'll get it. Sorry, that took a while. Right. So we'll go through the allocation a bit later. I don't think there's going to be an awful lot of time to actually... There's not going to be much downtime. There never is on DTCC. Right, so let's get everything... Oh, good. Right, let's go. 23 laps of Brands Hatch. This will be a test for all the drivers. Thanks, Chris. Yeah. Too much for me to do. I'm trying to concentrate on commentating and get jokes. Right, into Paddock Hill bend we go for the first time. James is leading us, but Wayne's already looking all over the back of the Subaru as they go up the hill. Is he going to make a move into Druids? And in the meantime, in the background, Silver Star and Spotlight are in a bit of a battle. Silver Star's got him. So we come down the hill. Wayne is looking around the outside now of... it's been a little bit of a nudge there. That's put Wayne off, and that's going to... Constantina back into the pack as we come down the hill. Dan's in 6th, Kylie's in 7th with Daz down the inside in 8th. What's going on is Matt is in 9th. Then we've got a scrap here between Mike on the hards, which is going to slow everyone down. We've got, looks like, who's that gone off? Chris has gone off. Lovely pirouette, but let's have a quick look to see what happened there. So Little's GP tries to get down the inside of the pair of them, and it's hard to tell there. Maybe a little bit of contact between the pair of them. Little's GP, he's off though. He's now going to attack the Jaguar as they go up the hill into Hawthorns. Doesn't decide to have a look there though, which is interesting. The Jag is going to be slow. It's going to take a while to get his tyres warmed up. Right, so let's go back to the front and see what's going on. So Spunkmeyer is now taking the lead. So what happened there? Let's see what happened. Right. Did he take advantage of the fact that James and Wayne got together? I think he does. Yep, just goes down the inside into Surtees, and away we go. Let's see if we can get a view of what happened here. Oh no, we missed it. Right, so we've seen that, and that's Chris spinning. Right. So Spunkmeyer is now leading as we go down the hill into Dingledale and Sheen for the first time. James is in 2nd, so 2 silver cars up the front. I see a lot of drivers really hanging around the wall of death coming out of Sheen. Silver Star is in 3rd, and Wayne is in 4th. That's a great shot. And Jim is in 5th. It looks like Wayne having a look inside the Nissan. I think he thought about it. I think he's going to have a go as we come down the pit straight. Let's have a look. So Aston Martin versus a Nissan. As we go into Paddock Hill Bend, we've got a battle here. So that's Matt and Daz. Looks like Matt has got down the inside. Wayne's gone wide. Jim's gone a little bit into the gravel as well. So as we go up the hill, and it looks like Daz has just given Jim a bit of a clout as well. So it's all kicking off on lap 2. The net result of that is Matt has made it up to 4th. Dan is in 3rd now. Carly is up to 5th. So Jim unfortunately has been knocked off, and now Carly's got the rapid Nissan all over the back of her. Chris is now up to 6th. Alex is avoiding all the carnage. He's had a nice start. He's now up to 7th from 12th on the grid. There's Mike. It will take him a little while to get his hards into the temperature window. We'll see how he does. As we go into Hawthorns, is Chris making a move on Carly? It doesn't look that way at the moment. Matt, in the meantime, is now all over the back of Dan. Can he do anything as we go into Dingledale and Sheen for the 2nd time? Doesn't like anything going on there, so let's see what's happening behind. What's happening there? So that Chris maybe made a move on the McLaren. It didn't work, and he's now got Alex right behind us as we come into Clearways for the 2nd time. Anything going on there? Looks like that might be having thinking about making a move on Dan as we go into Paddock Hill Bend. Into the braking zone we go. No, Dan covers the inside. Nothing doing there. Carly is still hanging on to 5th. Touching the grass a little bit as we go through Paddock, and that might give Chris a bit of an opportunity into Druids. No, decides thinks better of it. As we come down the hill, but it looks like Chris is going to make a move. Is he going to try and be inside into Graham Hill? A little bit of a tap. That's put Carly off. It's gone wide, and now we got action all over the place. So it looks like Chris and Alex are now fighting. Alex is trying to take advantage again of some contact in Graham Hill Bend. In the meantime, Chris has now made his way back up to 8th now, past the Jag. which is, on its hards, it's going to take a while to get going. Daz is obviously out on the bench. He's down to 10th. Wayne is in 11th. Silver Star is in 12th, so he's out of the bench as well. So he's just getting back to speed. So I guess he's probably had a spin out of Surtees. And Jim as well, recovering from that Druids incident. So in the meantime, Spodmeyer is thinking, this is happy days. I'm on soft, and I'm just going to pull away from all the carnage. James is doing a very nice job in second as well in the Subaru. Dan is on mediums, I think so is Matt, but he's got a BMW right up his tail. Let's watch as we go into Paddock Hill bend along the pit straight. Looks like Matt is going to make a move. Is he going to make a move as we go down the inside? There he goes. So Matt is now up to third. Dan is down to fourth. Is he going to make a move? Oh, Dan decides to have a little look down the inside. That was late. Porsche is super good on its brakes. Almost caught Matt by surprise there. It looks like Dan's got a Jensen Butler replica as well. So he's now got the attentions of Little's GP, who's fast closing in on the Porsche. They're both on mediums. So it looks like Chris. Let's have a look. DS Squared Racing. I do love that logo. That's very nice. Is he going to make a move? Is he going in the two Hawthorns? Oh, wrong way. Hey, wait, does he? Yep, yes, he does. So there goes the Honda. Maybe Dan's saving a little bit of fuel, possibly. Let's get one button too far. So there's Alex up to sixth now. He's having a good start. Look at Chris coming back as well. He's not that far really behind second, despite that 360 he had. There's Mike. He's doing all right in eighth. Oh, Dazzy don't want to be out there. Well held. Bet that raised the raised the pulse a bit. Going off of that corner. So Mika is now down in 10th. Oh, Wayne's gone off for that Sheen as well. See, that's really difficult. Silver Star gets a place up to 11th. We're going to see lots of spinners that corner. It's tricky. All right, and there's Jim just coming around in 12th. Right, Spodmeyer is still away. Look at that. He's just done a 24.6. Chris is the fastest on track, a 24.3. And he's got second place in the championship. His big title rival for many a year. Matt in front of him. We got a battle going on here. So it looks like Alex has got past Dan as well. So he's made the move, but is that Porsche going to come back at him? Let's go as we go down the hill. Scene of Johnny Herbert's horrendous shunt back in 1988. Dan decides not to make a move though through Hawthorns, and oh, Chris is having a wild ride as we come through Hawthorns just to keep it on track. Darren saying Code Brown moment there. I bet you did very well not to go off there, Daz, because that's so easy to go off. As Chris is just proving, yeah, you just put one slight inch of wheel on the grass. There's no curb coming out there. So can Alex get past Dan? He'll be keen to, that Porsche. I don't know if it's a fuel saving, as I say, but he'll be keen to get past that Porsche. So let's have a look. Oh, looks like Matt. So Matt has caught up with James, and Chris is now right behind Matt. So we got a battle between these two. Oh, bit of panel bashing as they go through Druids. None shall pass, says Matt. You're not getting past there. Down the hill they go. James is doing a great job in the second, but he just goes a little bit wide. Is that going to give Matt a chance to go into Surtees for lap 6, and Chris as well? So a slight mistake by James, and then Matt and Chris are through. Chris is welded to the bumper of that BMW. BMW's got some grunt though. What can he do? All the time, that Merc is getting away. Look, that's got a big lead now. Both Matt and Chris are on the mediums, and I think James is on his softs. I do like that Scooby James, it's really nice. Right, so let's see what else is going on. So we got Alex is still tailing Dan. Alex is 6th, Dan in 5th. Chris, he's dropped off a bit. He must have had I know he had a wild ride before, but he must have, I wonder if he's made another little slight error. Daz is in 8th, trying to keep it out of the wall at Sheen. Mike is doing a good job in ninth. He's hanging on. His hards. It must be difficult around this track. It's difficult as it is with this track. They're driving around the hards. Mika saying in the chat, I think we now have a race-long battle with Mike. Right, let's have a look then going on with. So back to second place. Look at these two. They're still at it. Chris is trying everything to get past that BMW. So you can't even see him. He's that close behind. So into 30s we go. Oh, that looks like he's went a bit wide. I think he's probably playing the long game, the pair of them. They're holding each other up. If they're going to get that Merc up front, I think they need to work together. But all the time, so James is now interested in the back of that Jägermeister. Chris saying hit the barrier, got rear damage. So watching the BMWs who go through Westfield. Just about every corner on this track is a corner you have a huge crash. Especially this one. This one's hairy. Chris is now beginning to pull away into Stirling we go, which is quite a nice corner. It's got a fair bit of banking to that. James is doing a great job. Great first stint from the Subaru driver. Dan is, how's Dan? So Dan's pulled away a little bit from Alex. So he's getting the pace on now. Doing 26s. Which is a little bit slower than Chris is in the 25s. Matt's in the high 25s. Let's see what else is going. So we've got Chris now recovering. He's just done a 24.8. So that Genesis has got some serious pace. There's Daz doing 26s on his mediums. He's in a bit of a gap now. Mike on the hards doing 27, 28s. Been caught by Carly by about a second a lap there. Keeping an eye on those two. It's a Silver Star and Wayne having a good battle here. I heard the spin. Oh no, Wayne. It's so difficult this track. Right, so let's give Spunbire some love. Doing 24s. So look at that sequence of 24s. He's only a tenth off his fastest here as well. So despite his arrears starting to go, Christian is putting in some stellar laps here. He's pulling away still from Chris, who's still got Matt in close attention. Let's see what Spunbire does. Another 24, look at that. 24.5, 24.4, 24.3, 24.3, 24.6, 24.7. Very, very nice consistency there from the Mercedes. He's probably got 7 or 8 second lead. Chris drifting the Honda around paddock. How's his tyres doing? The Honda is very hard on its tyres. Left rear looking a bit sorry. Yeah, you can see Matt's mediums are in much better state. Keep an eye on that as we go through. James is doing a very good job. Look at the Subaru, it's super on its tyres. It's soft, so in better condition than Chris's mediums. Compared to Mercedes as well, so that BRZ it's a light little thing. It's very, very good on its tyres. Chris in the chat saying great race from Spunbire. Yep, having a screamer. Right, Dan looking pretty good on his tyres as well. He's nearly half a second up on his fastest, so he's starting to get some good pace. He's certainly dropping the Hyundai behind him, who is being caught by a seriously rapid Genesis, who's probably the quickest car on track. I'm not far sure. He's lapping, I'll say lapping quicker than second, but not quite. He's lapping quicker than third, so Chris is flying. Oh, there we go, commentator's curse, just saying how good a job James is doing. He's gone off the 30s. That's going to give Daz a bit of interest as we go into clearways and sweeps round the outside. Very nicely done by Daz. That was a nice move. Obviously, James recovering with crud on his tyres, but even so, very nicely done. Into 25s now, so Daz is getting a bit of a groove on now, getting his consistency. There's James in 8th. Right, so Mike just done his PB a couple laps ago of a 27.1. Carly's on similar pace, so that's So Mike is starting to get some good pace out of those hards, finally starting to come good. Charlie trying to chase down the McLaren. And Jim is catching the pair of them. 26.6. Last 2 laps. How's Silver Star doing? 27.1. So he obviously had an adventure on lap 8. 1:35. He lost 8 seconds there. And there's Wayne. He's just done a 26.3. So showing that Wayne's got some speed as well. Right. Let's see what's going on at the front. Spunmire, lap 10. 10 laps done. His rear left is looking gnarly. That's not going to do much more. So look, Chris is still banging in the low 24s. Spunmire's now into the low 25s. So you can see his pace is starting to drop a bit now. Now his tyres are starting to go. We've got that crossover. One thing I do like about GT7, there is a definite crossover now between tyre compounds, which is great. So Chris is actually shaking off Matt. He's doing 24.3s. Matt is doing 24.8, so half a second up. And Dan, what's happened? Oh yeah, we saw James go off. So Dan is now up to 4, so he's done a bit of a stealthy, a bit like his car, stealthy black. He's up to 4th now, doing all right. Let's have a look. So Dan's fuel is looking pretty good as well. There's Matt's. Chris is going through his a little bit. Spunmire's fuel is also looking pretty good as well. So it looks like Chris is the lowest on fuel. So that means he's going to be his stop's going to be a bit longer. But he's certainly pushing on. I think Spunmire is about to come in. Let's have a look. His left rear is dead, and you can see he's really struggling to get that thing into the pit lane, but he manages it. So in Spunmire comes. And Chris is in as well. It's the pit wall. Oh, that's going to cost him a few seconds. Look at that. So Spunmire and Chris are both in. Matt takes the lead, deciding to do some more laps on those tyres. Let's see where he goes on. So Dan carries on as well. And Dan's just done a PB, 25.3. So still half a second off Matt, but he's getting some pace now of the Porsche. Alex has just done his PB as well, 25.2. Same as Chris, so those three are all pretty similar. So Spunmire's come out, and he's come out ahead of James, importantly. That's quite key. He's not going to waste any time being stuck behind James. And he's out on mediums, so he's used soft for the first stint, now on mediums. James is now in 6th, obviously has a stop to go. Daz is in 7th. Come out ahead of Chris in 8th. And he's using mediums again. And there's Mike doing 28 still, same as Carly, so those two are virtually identical on pace. Jim is catching him, and he's catching him pretty quickly as well. Almost 3 seconds on that last lap. That's Silverstar doing 29s. Medium's doing okay. Wayne's chewing through here, so he'll be in soon. Right, so Matt is still leading and does not come into the pits. So Matt is going for quite a long stint on the first stint of mediums here. 25.1. Dan is, let's see what Dan does. 25.6. Alex does 25.9. Chris does 25.2. So Matt's still going okay with his lap times. Spunmire's just come out, he's got box fresh mediums on. He's ahead of James. And there's Daz. He's just done a 26.5, and he's got Chris catching him pretty quickly on these fresh mediums. So a little bit spaced out at the moment. Let's just go forward a bit. So Alex and Chris is probably the main battle at the moment. Although, looking back a bit, looks like Daz and Chris are going to come together pretty quickly. Chris is saying on his fresh mediums. Mika saying, stay down as long as I could to try and jump Mike. So let's have a look. Mike could go on for months. It's hard to could easily finish the race on those, but I doubt he will. And then Mika 27.4, still huge, 6/10 up on the PB. Mike did a 28.4, so a second between them. Right, let's have a look, see what's going on between Daz and Chris. I think Yep, Daz's mediums are starting looking pretty second hand. Matt is in. The leader is in. Let's see what happens here. Daz, though, look at that. He's on a PB, but he's got Chris right behind him. Daz still getting some good pace out of those mediums. Spunkmeyer is up ahead. There's Matt. He's still in the pits. Let's see what goes on here. So Daz is having to defend against Chris. Matt is out. Well, watch out for Matt. There he comes. So Matt has just come out. There's Matt, just come out, and he's not that far behind Chris. And Chris, gives Daz a little bit of a tap as they come through paddock. And he's going to make a move as they go into Druids, and he does. So Chris has cleared Daz relatively painlessly. Let's see what Daz and Matt. Daz has gone a little bit wide there. Block is covering the inside, and then gets a little bit of a swapper on as they go through into along the bottom straight into 30s. Matt is, Daz has gone a little bit wide again, and Matt is through. Matt is through, so we're pleased about that, but he's lost a bit of time there to the Honda. You see that, big he was pretty much right behind, so those couple of corners behind Daz has cost Matt probably about 2 or 3 seconds there. Let's see how that shakes out, but Daz is gamefully carrying on. Alright, let's go on between 8, so Mike's now up to 8th, 28.4. It's actually pulled away a little bit from Mika there. Jim's still catching him, doing 26s. So we've got Dan and Alex are both into the pits. So we haven't talked tyre allocation yet at all. 14 laps in, and we've still got plenty of action. Right, so these two will be having to put less fuel in. They've gone further into the race. Let's see what happens here. And Daz is also called time on his tyres. So out comes Dan in 5th. Out comes Alex in 6th. Let's see what's going on. So it looks like Mike is probably going to get past Daz. He does. So Mike's now up to 7th. Carly's up to 8th. Daz is coming out. I think he's been there. He's just been jumped by Jim. So Jim goes up to 9th, so he's doing a long stint as well. And Daz has come out right behind him. And on softs as well, so Daz is going racy. Jim's got some fairly second-hand mediums now, so I would expect this to be quite easy meat for Daz. Someone's in the pits. Who's that? Wayne's in the pits. Right, let's watch what Daz can do. Let's go have a bit of a... Chris, Little GP saying, Matt's son calls me Chris, but you really should have talked that earlier. Sorry, I'm about 20 minutes behind. Right, so Chris is in the pits. And he's out already. Come out of that now. Where's Chris? Oh, no, here he is. So Chris is fueling. He's on mediums. Right, so let's go see what's going on here. So let's have a bit of a recap now. Spunkmeyer is on mediums. He's doing 24.8s on his mediums. Chris is on mediums, did a 24.0, so he's catching by almost second a lap. Matt is on softs, so Matt has elected to use one of his sets of softs. Has just done a PB, the fastest lap of the race, of 23.8, so interestingly, only 2-3 tenths quicker than Chris on the mediums. So it shows what pace Chris has got in that Honda on mediums. But he's on a charge, he's trying to close that gap on his softs. And he's noticeably closer as well, and all the time. So first, second and third are concertinaing together, which is what we like to see. Chris shouldn't have any trouble with his tyre because his rear left is already starting to go. He's on a PB as well, he's on the fastest lap. So Matt and Chris are trading fastest laps at the moment, and it looks like Chris has got past Dan. When did that happen? Well, not long ago. Right, let's watch that. So it looks like down the hill we go. Let's go on board with Chris. Makes a move into the inside of Hawthorns. We're going to go side by side with each other. Look at this, giving each other room. Go into Westfield. Chris is now ahead. Dan tries to make something of her outside Westfield. That would be brave. So Chris up to 4th. Can he close down the top 4? And Alex is not far behind as well, enjoying his new rig. So look at this. We've got first, second and third are closing on each other, then second, fourth, fifth and sixth are close as well. So shows how good the racing is in DTCC. Jim is also closing on Daz as well. So we've got these groups of cars, all very close. James is also not that far behind, so 7th, 8th and 9th are pretty all inside of each other as well. And then Carly has just got past the Jag. I'm guessing that might have been jumped in the pits. Yeah, this is Mike's outlap. So Carly has got past Mike. Mike is on softs. Carly's on softs as well. So Mike in the back end as it comes to Sterling. So we're keeping an eye on that as well. All right, and then we've got Silver Star is in a little bit of free space with Wayne. Right, Spunmeyer. What is going on at the front? A 24.5. So that's his fastest lap with mediums as he starts getting them warmed up. Chris did a 23.7. And actually Chris was the fastest on track at the moment. He's just got the fastest lap of the race despite having mediums. But the top 3 as they come to lap Wayne, very courteously moving out of the way. So Spunmeyer is coming across the line and now completing lap 17, 6 to go. Here comes Chris and here comes Matt. Look at that, and Matt's just done the fastest, a 23.5. So all top 3 are all within sight of each other, and Chris isn't that far behind either, and he's got, looks like Dan is about to get attacked by the Hyundai as we come into Paddock Hill Bend. Alex is getting the toe as we go into Paddock. Not quite close enough. Will he think about making the old switch of route up the hill into Druids? Not quite. Thinks better of it. He's very close now to Dan. Let's have a look from the back of that Porsche. We come down the hill into Graham Hill Bend. Whoa, really pushing it as we go over the rumble strip on the exit. 230, you can hear. Look at that, Dan's on the gone purple as well. So that Porsche is getting some speed. He's on softs as well. So a lot of drivers decided to take softs. Let's have a look up the front. Any other skirmish? Oh, we got a bit of a skirmish here. What's going on there? This is Jim and James. So James is certainly keeping Jim honest. James did a 25.8 on that lap. Jim did a 26.5. Jim is still not pitted actually, interestingly. Running that car very long. The car's got good fuel economy as well. So what can James do? Oh no, I think James is gone. Oh, let's let James give Jim a bit of respite, unfortunately. So we got Carly and Mike are super close as well. Let's just go right. Oh, we got a battle. Typically we missed the let's go back a bit. So here comes Little's GP on the Mercedes. We knew he was catching him. He's really catching him now as we go through Paddock Hill Bend. It looks like he's good to go on. Nice undercut. Look at that. Very nicely done. Spotlight though, he's not letting him go easy. They go side by side through Drury's, but Chris is through. I wouldn't expect, even though he's on mediums, he's got the pace. He's still doing 23s. So Chris is through. Spunmeyer's now got to defend on mediums against the BMW, who is on softs. What can Matt do against that Mercedes? Is there anything else going on? I don't think so. So let's stay on this for a minute. So Matt is now all over the back of that Mercedes. We go through Hawthorns. You can see he's getting a bit loose. He's going to try and defend the inside. Let's go up board because that'll be a better view as we go into Westfield. Matt is through. But Spotmeyer's fighting back. Look at this. He's coming back as they go down the drop. Spotmeyer's made a move down the inside and takes it. Great racing between these two. And Matt will be cursing this. It's all a fair and love and war, this one. But Matt is losing time to Chris as we go into clearways. Kristen is defending the inside. Having a Sterling race. But Matt, I think, is going to get a drop now as we go down the main straight. Where is that BMW? There it is. I think Matt's got this one now as we go into Paddock Hill Bend. Plenty of room being given between these two. Matt is through, but Chris has got away. You see Matt's softs are in better condition than Chris's a medium, so we'll see if that plays out. So Matt is now in the second. Spunway is down to third after leading pretty much the whole of the race, and now we've got Dan is having to defend against Alex. Let's just see if there's any other action. Oh, we got Carly and Mike having a scrap now. Look at this. So Mike has got, I think it's got past the McLaren. Let's just see if that was done. Oh, that was a while ago. There we go. So let's catch this one. So Mike is behind. He's on softs. Carly is also on the softs. Or gets a little bit of a wiggle on there, catching inside the curb. Mama Sai saying love this circuit, and Mika saying love the track, just not my best for pace. And this was your choice, wasn't it? Mike is making a move to go into Hawthorns. Nicely done by the Jag. Lots of room. The car's coming back. Look at this. What a scrap these two are having. And all the time, Jim is loving this. They're holding each other up, and it looks like Mike's going to get a move back down the inside. Yes, he does through the compression of Dingle-Dale. So look at that, swapping 3 times in about 4 corners, taking a lot of inside grass. It looks like Megan's going to come back. Let's go. We got McLaren's trying to go down the outside. We're going to clearways on the outside. Let's see what Jim can see. Look at these two scrapping away in front. So let's on board with the McLarens. We go into Paddock Hill Bend for the 20th time. Nothing doing there. We're going to get a switch. Let's watch from Jim's car. Mika goes up the inside. Look at that, breaking into the hairpin, and it looks like Mika's done it. So some brilliant racing from these two. We come down the hill. Glad I caught that. That was awesome. Right, let's see what's going on up at the front. So Chris has escaped a bit now. He's just done a 24.0, which is actually a 10th quicker than Matt. So despite his fading mediums at the rear, he's actually lapping slightly quicker. Matt looks like he's starting to burn through his fronts, so his softs are starting to go. So I think Chris is probably okay. Spotlight's hanging in there though. He's not dropping too far behind, so a slight mistake by Matt, and Christian will be through. Christian now is flying. Just done a 23.598, which is 600ths slower than the fastest lap. Dan and Alex are still having their ding-dong battle. These two have been battling for a long time as well. Not much between those two. There's Daz in a bit of a lonely 7th now. James is still doing well in 8th, bearing in mind he was one of the first to pick his manufacturer, so 8th is above par. Below par, I'd say, actually. A bit weird. Below par generally means, if you're below par, it means you're like not done so well, but actually below par means you're doing very well. Strange saying. There we go. Anyway, right, so Carly and Mike are still at it. Look at this. Just Carly's done a PB by quite some way in sector 1, but cannot shake off that Jag. All the time, Jim, so they're all on the softs. What's Jim on? Jim's on the hard, so Jim has elected, probably feeling that this isn't one of the better races, so why not go for the hards and get them out of the way? So Mike is sizing up that McLaren again as they go through Hawthorns. Gets a wiggle on as well. Into Westfield we go, 21 laps down. We haven't spoken about the tyre allocation at all. Through the compression into Machine. Used to be a super quick chicane back in the day. I remember all the touring cars taking off through that corner. Look at that, Jim is hanging on really well though. He's not letting these two get away. Trying to latent pace in that Lexus. He's really hanging on. As we come into paddock for the penultimate time, is Mike going to make a move? I'll be brave through there as we go through. Oh, Mike is really pushing it on the gravel. He's close now. Let's go on board. Can we make a move as we go down the hill? Whoa, Talon and that Jag wants to overtake the front. He's driving nicely, getting to the apexes. Shaking off Jim a little bit. goes early into the apex of 30s. Look at that Jag though, coming down the straight. Look at this, it's got grunt. What can the Jag do as we go through Hawthorns? He's having a tremendous scrap. Both on softs. Right, we'll tear ourselves away for a second, see if anything happens through Machine. No, right. So, on the final lap is Chris. Where are we? We're just going through Westfield. And Matt is not far behind. You can see he's catching up. Did a 24.3 last lap, but so did Chris as well. So I think Chris is probably just managing the gap a little bit. Sputmire's in third. Looks like he's clear of fourth. So, Chris, down the hill we come. Final lap. Mikkelsen has basically defended for the last few laps and very well as well. Right, so Chris comes across the line, gets the double. Brilliant win for him. Matt gets a fight in second in the BMW. And it looks like Chris actually took the fastest lap there as well. So Sputmire gets a great podium. Led for a long time. What a super drive by him. And Chris, here he comes, gets fourth. Gets the fastest lap as well. So gets the bonus point. Chris Rain saying the pace was okay, just too many errors. Yeah, pace was very good. Dan gets fifth. Alice gets sixth. Those two having a cracking race-long battle. Right, let's just see what's going on. Looks like Carly or Jim. I think he was sizing up the... Let's just see if there's anything. Oh, the Jag, yeah. So Mike had gone wide there. What happens here? Let's have a look. Oh, yeah. I think unfortunately Jim just probably got on the loud pedal just slightly too quickly. Right, Daz is going to come across in seventh. That's all the points for Daz in the Supra. Seventh he goes. Nicely done, sir. Here comes James, getting a good eighth. That's good points for Gurr. Right, good eighth there on the Subaru. We'll keep an eye on those tyres. That car is very good on his tyres. So nice eighth there. Looks like Carly is going to prevail in this epic scrap for ninth. Looks like this is great racing, guys. Well done. Carly, she did her fastest as well, 26.2. So, Kraken's ninth for the McLaren driver. Mike gets 10th in the Jag. Jim comes across the line in 11th on his hards, and then Silver Star in 12th. There we have it. Wayne gets 13th. Soldiers on to the end. Right, so Chris takes another win, double for the night. That's his first win in the Group 3s. I can see his mediums are pretty knackered there. His left rear was pretty much gone. Matt's left front was pretty much gone as well. So Matt gets second. So another good Group 3 there for the BMW. Sputmire gets a cracking podium for third in the Mercedes. Chris gets fourth, getting the bonus point for fastest lap at the end. Dan gets fifth. Had a good race-long battle with Alex, who gets sixth to go with his second place in race one. Daz gets seventh. James gets eighth. Carla gets ninth. Mike gets 10th. Jim gets 11th. Silverstar gets 12th. And Wayne gets 13th. So what that means is, in the championship, let me go to the scores on the door. So Chris is leading after 2 rounds. He's on 118 points. Matt is second on 101. Christian is third on 87. Alex is fourth on 72. I need to find a way of putting this on screen. I'm sure I can. Jim is fifth on 70. Dan on 67. Then we've got Mike, Daz, Carly, Chris Rains, who missed the first round, who actually scored second place overall for the night. James 11th, Wayne 12th, Jack 13th, and Sam, who's yet to race, in 14th. And the teams, we've got James and Christian leading 157. Then we've got T&H Racing, which is Chris and Jack. Turtle and the Hare, they're on 150, so close on. Then Little Tykes Racing, which is Matt and Wayne, 144. So top three are pretty close. And we've got JM Racing on 122, DS Squared on 121, Grr on 93, and then Sam Mike on 57. So it's super tight. So that was round 2 of season 8 of DTCC, the Drivers and Teams Challenge Cup, as it says on the number board. We will see you next week. So the next round 3 is on Wednesday. That is at Tokyo, where it could potentially be wet. So that will be chaos, because it always is. Right, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed that, and we will see you for a wet race through the midnight streets of Tokyo. So we will catch you then.